everybody, it's Chrissy from Chrissy's Beautiful Life. Welcome to Spiegel Mom's Scraps layout. This is for the hop that's happening on Instagram today. And I'm also doing a Baby Got Scraps video as well, meaning that I'm using one full sheet of 12 by 12 paper and everything else is from my stash or my scraps. And that includes what I use as my embellishing too. I used stuff from my stash and I really love how this one turned out. I'm starting with my photo and I'm going to do a couple layers. I had quite a few layers to this actually. Now for Spiegel Mom Scraps, the theme for the hop this month is love in any form. And so I have this old Valentine's Day banner that was from Crate Paper a few years ago, one of their collections. And it literally says the word love. And I felt like I could make it work and use a little bit of Valentine's Day paper as well, but not do a Valentine's Day layout, if that makes sense. I'm going to just use the little bits that I have and do something a little bit different. And I have been working through my albums and trying to get them all organized and make sure I have everything where it needs to go to figure out how many more albums I need to be caught up so that every layout I have is in an album except for 2021 layouts. And while doing that, I have all of my albums are in yearly albums. Starting from 2013, it's by the year, with the exception of a couple things. And one of those things is that I have each one of the kids has an album where they get 3 layouts a year that represents their birthday. And then 2 layouts that just represent them, like their personalities or what they're really into, something along those lines are in these albums. And I realized that Norah doesn't have all of these particular layouts that I want to have. So I decided to do a interview with her where I asked her a few questions and I just jot them down. And that's what this layout is going to be about, is the things that she loves. So her favorite stuff. So I'm taking the theme in a little bit of a different direction. Obviously she's my daughter, so I love her. But this is more just a fun interview and the things that she loves. And I thought that would be really fun. And she is 3.5. She'll be 4 in March. So I wanted this to be bright and colorful, just like she is. She is all full of spunk, this girl. And I felt like this is going to work well. The background paper is an old background. Well, it's not an old background, but it's an old pattern paper from one of the Paige Evans collections. There's that banner. I also had a fun little... oh, what do you call those? I can't think of them. Daisy loves to use them all the time, and I cannot think of what you call it right now. Pennant things. I used one of those as well so that there was a pop of blue. And I'm just going to go ahead now and figure out how to tie in my sequins for this layout because obviously it's for the hop, so there's got to be some sparkle. And I'm really sorry. I've moved my craft room, so I had to remount my camera phone holder that records, and I'm off a little bit, so I know you can't exactly see what I'm doing, but I'm just adding a few little dots of glue and then using my little jewel picker to put a few sequins down around the border, and then I'm going to go off camera and stitch it in white. I got this idea from seeing a layout that Melissa had done recently. And I love all of Melissa's layouts. They're always so gorgeous. But she had done a layout just like within the last week where she did this thing and this same idea. And I loved the look of it. So I wanted to kind of replicate that and make it work for my layout as well. So I go ahead. I don't do a certain amount. The colors aren't the same. Some of them have 3, some of them have 4, a couple of them have 5. I start without adding any blue, but because I have that pennant thing, I want to add blue. So I eventually go back in and add, I think 3 or 2 blue sequins there as well. So there's that nice little pop of blue around the border. And it just kind of helps. I love it when my layouts feel like they're not keep going after the page, like they're all contained within that 12 by 12 square. Borders do that for me. So having a border with some sparkle on it as well was just perfect. So that is what I'm doing. Like I said, I know you can't see it at all. I'm very, very sorry. I'm working on trying to figure out how to make it. It's still not quite perfect. I I actually screwed a few screws into the wall and then it's mounted from there. But I didn't actually, I think I should have screwed them up just a little bit higher, and I didn't do that. So I had to debate whether or not I'm going to take the screws out of the wall and re-screw it so there's more holes in the wall, or if I can find a way to actually adjust it without having to do that and make more holes. It's not a big deal. I just putty them up and eventually, you know, it's whatever. We're in a rental house, so I know that sounds mean, but I don't really care that there's holes in the wall, but I do need to decide what I'm going to do. All right, so I've got that done. The sequins are all stitched, and now I'm going to just do the fun part, which is in the embellishing, and I'm going to add a few things to help just add a few more layers. So I added a doily in silver, a little bit of vellum, and then a few tags. Now these tags are also from that same Valentine's Day collection, so it's just bringing in those little hints of the idea, but without it saying, hey, this technically should be a Valentine's layout, and it's not doing that. So I'm happy with how that turned out. Like I said, all this stuff is stuff from my stash, some older collection stuff, which was really exciting, and the paper was all from my scraps. So very, very, very pleased to get scraps used up. That always makes me happy. And then stash busting. I've got this little pink container, and maybe I'll show it in my next Fun Friday finds next Friday, but I've got it again on my craft. It's mounted on my wall in front of my craft desk, and I've got little bits of embellishments in each one of them, and I'm trying to go, my goal is to go through them every layout and at least pull one thing from them to put on my layout this year. That's kind of my goal, and I've worked through that, and I was able to do that with a few different things for this one. So to finish this layout off, I'm going to put the numbers 1 through 7. That's how many questions I was able to get out of my daughter. And then I'm going to use a pencil and a ruler and just trace a couple lines and then write all my questions out. The questions were things like her favorite color, her favorite animal, her favorite stuffy, what she wants to be to grow up. Her answers were pretty basic. So pink, yellow, and purple. Her favorite animal was a cow, which is a little different. I didn't know that. Unicorn is her favorite stuffy. I wasn't sure what she would say with that one either, so that one was kind of fun. And she wants to be a doctor when she grows up. So just kind of fun little questions like that you ask, a toddler. And so I really love that. I've done one of these for Jackson as well, and I really like looking back on it because it does change. The things they like, the shows they watch, that sort of stuff, it all changes, and it changes quickly at this age. So I'm really happy to get this done. I have to remember to do one for Barrett when he gets to be about this age as well. And it's a little bit different. It might not be the most aesthetically pleasing layout in the world, but I'm still really happy with it. And I pulled this sticker sheet out. It's a princess sticker sheet from a girl collection, I think from Simple Stories, like a princess collection. And I was able to pull a few things out. I used the little tower, like Rapunzel's tower, and the I Love Fairy Tales, and just little things that I felt like would work. There is a little mark on the pennant that I have there. I still don't know what you call that right now. Can't think of it. And so I want to cover that up with something, and I kind of go back and forth with a couple ideas, but there's a little bird on the sticker sheet, and I'm going to choose that to go ahead to be able to cover that up. And that just about does it. So let me get out the rest of everything for Spiegel Mom Scraps. You can always use my code Christy15. It will give you 15% off in the shop if you're interested in purchasing some sequins. There's also some color splash kits from Shimmers mixed in. And she has adhesive now, and the adhesive is amazing quality. So if you're looking to try something a little bit different, if you want to try something a little bit different than Fun Foam, I would highly recommend looking into that. It's amazing. Like once it's down, it's down. It's not going anywhere. So go ahead and get your hands on some of that. Of course, some of the newer mixes and anything else that's in the shop that's available. The only thing you cannot use the code for is pre-releases. And then for Baby Got Scraps, this is a month-long hop that is going on. Some people are participating every single day. Others, like me, are just doing it when we get the chance. So All you have to do is look for the little logo in YouTube and you'll be able to see who's participating. But that's what's happening. So there's a look at my finished layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.